Hi all, Lee Ashby here, Motocross and Spirit Memories. I'm with the man himself, Mr. Tim Gajser. How's it going, Tim?
All good, thank you.
Really appreciate your time, buddy.
No problem.
Thank you very much. So we'll get into some questions. The British GP, Tim, your thoughts about it in general?
I mean, I'm always really looking forward to coming here, I really like the track here in Matterley. It's one of my favorite ones, so hopefully that we're gonna have also good weather. Always really looking forward to coming here.
Do you like the track in general here at Matterley?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, one of my favorite. I think for many people here, many riders here in the paddock, they really like to come here because the track have a nice flow. It's a huge track, a bit longer than usual tracks. The lap times are over 2 minutes. Huge jumps. I like that.
Yes. Obviously, I've sort of been keeping up on the weather, on the forecast and everything. It's supposed to be a little bit of rain tomorrow. What's your thoughts on how that'll change the track much?
I mean, yeah, hopefully. I mean, we can just hope that the weather stays the same like it is today, but in case if it's gonna rain, I think it's gonna be quite similar to last year. We had quite wet condition here. So yeah, I mean, you can't really do a lot about that, we have to just adapt. We have to ride for everyone is the same. So yeah.
How is the bike, your Honda, compared this year compared to last year? What's the differences, have you noticed?
Basically, there are not such a big difference because last year was the main difference. Honda came with completely new bike, but for this year we did couple of little changes. What I like it, but there were not big ones, not big steps. So yeah, pretty happy with the bike. Yeah.
Obviously from the first Grand Prix you showed obviously dominance in Russia, even coming from the back in your second ride as well. You must have been very pleased with that. What was your thoughts on the overall?
Yeah, it was a good day of racing there, it's been a long break. We were like waiting for this race, for a long time. And then, having two really good races was kind of like relief, because then you kind of like know that you're on the right way, that your off season was good, that your training was good. But at the same time, I mean, I know that it's just the beginning, like the season is going to be really long. We have like 19 races, so I think consistency, staying healthy, it's going to be really important.
So you must feel, obviously you're in great form, you've already proved that already, you must be very confident for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, coming from these kind of races from Russia, 2 weeks ago, of course gives you a confidence, and I'm really looking forward, for tomorrow going racing here. So yeah.
What's your thoughts now on obviously it's the 1 day format now, obviously you did qualify in on the Saturday normally, qualify racing then the Sunday. Do you prefer doing this format or?
At first, when we started doing that, like back in August last year, when we came back in Kegums, was kind of like weird, It took me a couple of races to get used to, because you get way less track time. You don't have time to adjust the bike correctly. Everything is in such a rush, like intensity is higher, So yeah, but like, let's say around month or something, like around halfway last year of the season, I kind of like get into the rhythm, get used to a little bit, and from then on I didn't have problems, but of course it was a big difference because we never have races like that, Since I came in GPs in 2014, was always like Saturday, Sunday, so it was a big news.
So you almost have to try and keep chilled on the Saturday?
Yeah, it's like everything happens so quick, You wake up in the morning and you know that on the end of the day you will know the overall, who is gonna be on the podium, which place you're gonna finish. Usually it was like Saturday when you wake up, everything was so easy, like free practice. You just went there, check the track a little bit, check the setups if the bike was okay. And then you had like time practice, was like, okay, you had to do a lap time, you have to do a good lap. but still was not such a high intensity, you know, like, and then quali race. But now it's like from the morning, you know, when you go on the track, it's like high pressure, you know, you have to do a lap time. There is not a lot of time, like I mentioned before, you know, to try some different settings or different clicks on the bike, you know. So yeah, it's different.
I've got some of these questions as well from some of the race fans in my Motocross and Spear memories. You already obviously a multi-world champion, and did any of them feel more special to you than others? I suppose the first one must have felt quite special. Did they all feel different to you, or?
Yeah, like every time when I won was like special, you know, like, you know, when you win the title doesn't happen so often, you know, like, so it's a special day, you know, and you know, every world title, you know, like in 15, 16, 19 and 20, you know, like have a special meaning in my heart, you know, in my memories and everything. So yeah, but like, I don't know, like, it's difficult, like I said, to compare, but like, if I have to, you know, the first one is always a special one, and then also like 19, 20 was really good years for me, you know, especially coming from 2 years where I struggled with the injuries in 17, 18. Also, I had many, I mean, like, I did many big steps in my private life, so it was a big success, you know, when I won 2019 and 20. So yeah, but overall, like I said, every world title have a special meanings.
Sure. What was the jump up from MX2 to MX1 for you? How did that feel for you?
I mean, for me it was not such a big change, because, you know, since I started riding 250, I was always practicing with 450 bike. So basically, you know, all the riding during the week I did on the 450. I just came on Saturday, Sunday, jump on 250 and race 250, and then when I came back again, 450. So basically, let's say that maybe 450 suits me better, because I'm also a little bit taller guy, you know, a bit more heavier. So you know, immediately when we decide that we're gonna go like full-time MXGP, that was on the end of 2015, you know, for 2016 season was my rookie season, and I was super, you know, so I was really looking forward, because I know that that bike gels me. I mean, like, I gel with the bike, and I really like 450.
Taking it back a bit to earlier times, what sort of age were you when you first got a bike?
I was 2.5. Basically, that was not my bike. I just started riding first time when I was 2.5 with my friend's bike. And then for Christmas, when I was 3 and a couple of months, I got first bike. So yeah.
What was that? Can you remember?
Yeah, I still remember. You know, like the Christmas. You know, it's always like waking up on 25th. You know, in the morning, and then there was a bike, wow. And then immediately we went. You know, to grandpa and grandma house. It was obviously because it was in December, you know, was a lot of snow, and I was just like ripping the bike like all day. So like when the weather starts to get dark, you know, like when the sun starts to go down, I didn't want to stop, so my father have to, you know, take the bike away from me, and I was crying. So like, yeah, I still remember that. Yeah.
That's very cool. Can you remember what riders did you sort of idolize? Was there any riders that you looked up to when you were young?
I was following a lot Supercross and Alma Motocross. Yeah. So I was really looking a lot the battles between Ricky and James. Yeah. I was a bit too young for Jeremy Maigret. But yeah, I mean, with Ricky and James battling out was just amazing, you know. I was always following on YouTube, you know, watching them. And also, when I still remember when Baba was starting to do a scrub, you know, that was like, wow. And then we were like trying on the 50s, 65s, you know, like trying to lean the bike, you know, like try to scrub. So yeah.
You're a very stylish rider yourself, and you certainly like the scrub as well. Do you enjoy that as well as obviously keeping it low to keep the speed get it down quicker, but obviously you enjoy that side of it as well.
Yes, I mean, like I really like to scrub, especially when you see a nice takeoff, you know, nice fresh ramp. Then you just lean the bike, you know. It's a special feeling, you know. Not many people can experience that. So yeah, of course, you know, I like to have fun on the bike, you know. That's main thing. And of course, you know, with the scrub, like you say, you can gain some you know, like some tans that are really important on the end, you know. So yeah.
I think we're certainly going to see that from you over this weekend then. The jumps are certainly set up for that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why we like to came here, you know. Huge jumps, they are like really nice made for scrubs, you know, and even whips. So you can really have fun when you ride that bike on the track here in Italy.
What riders do you actually enjoy racing with?
I mean, everyone, you know, like you can't really decide with who you're gonna race. So you know, we all know that MXGP is really stuck with the talent, you know, so many good riders there. And let's say that every year, you know, more guys are coming because of this age rule in MX2, and everybody's moving up. So you know, let's say that top 20, top 25, they're like big names, you know. Almost everyone was already on the podium, either on MX2 or MXGP class. So yeah, it's cool.
Is there any guys out there that you've got to keep an eye on? Is there someone you always seem to come together with out on the track? Is there anyone?
I mean, like with all the top guys, you know, like
at some point
yes, of course, you know, like I don't know, Jeffrey, Tony, Roman, Jorge now also, Jeremy Seaver. So like I can't really count everybody because it's so many good guys that are able to be in top 3, top 5, fighting for the overalls, you know. So yeah.
From a British point of view, what's your thoughts on Ben Watson that's just come up? He sort of impressed in pre-season, racing with Jeffrey over here in England. What's your thoughts on Ben?
Yeah, I was also surprised a bit, you know, like when I saw the race in England like a couple of weeks ago, when he beat straight up Jeffrey. So definitely he had a good winter behind him. He's in good shape, so of course he can do some good races. I think sand suits him better a little bit than hardpack, but I think he can do well as well on the hardpack, especially here, you know, when you are racing in front of home crowd, you know, home soil. So I think he will be fast, yeah.
Have you had a favourite race bike over your career so far? I know you've obviously raced quite a few bikes.
I would say that I really enjoy riding now the last version that I have. So the current bike that I'm racing this year, I really like. I mean, like the bike is just amazing. How strong, how torquey the bike is. You know, how easy to handle it is. So it's. I mean, like it always impresses me because, you know, Honda, I mean, like Honda or everybody, I just talk because I ride Honda for the past 8 years. It's kind of like when they bring something new, it's like, it's almost, I mean, like I always say to myself, it's almost impossible to get something better, you know.
Yeah.
But every year they are bringing something better. So it's like,
cool.
That's what impressed me the most, you know. They are not sleeping back there in Japan, you know. They are just thinking, yeah, to improve the bike. So.
Do you actually normally get a new bike and sometimes think, whoa, it's actually like better again?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like it always impressed me because there is like barely, almost never that is not good something what they bring, you know. You know, even if there are just some parts for the bike, you know, they always really, you know, take care and really pay attention that they go in the right direction, you know. They really listen to the riders, you know, because they ask us many times for the feedbacks, what we want to improve, you know, and then together, let's say that we try to make bike better and better. But like I said, you know, it's almost like we are on that point where you say like it's almost impossible to make a better bike, but like they are still getting and coming with something new that is even better.
Can you tell us about what you do for your training, your physical training? What do you do to prepare to race for the season? Do you do a lot of it in the pre-season, and then do you do bits in between just to tick over? But obviously you're traveling so much, it's just interesting what you do in between as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, the most important thing is like the most important period. It's like the preparation period. I mean, like, there you have to do almost like, let's say, 80%. You know, like, and then during the races, because you know we have such a tight calendar. You know, like, we don't have a lot of weeks off during the season. It's kind of like difficult to follow that rhythm and that training. So basically, like, from December and then until, like, okay, this off season was different because, you know, we had many delays with the calendar, you know, like, and everything. So we basically start racing now like 2 weeks ago in June. But like I said, I mean, it's really important to have a good off season, to have a good preparation period. You know, do couple of races before the season starts for real, let's say, World Championship. So I always try to pick some races, you know, 3 to 4 before the season starts, just to get into the rhythm of racing again. And that's it, you know. And then during the season, like I said, I mean, you train, but the trainings are not that intense, you know. Like, you kind of like just try to keep that fitness what you built in the off season.
Have you got any superstitions, Tim?
I think everybody has, you know, like all the sports men. I mean, maybe a couple of years ago it went a bit too far. Then I have to, you know, I say, I mean, I can't live like that, you know. Always what I did, I always think about something. So like, of course we have, I mean, like, I have some, but like not that much anymore.
Because obviously some of it can be quite mentally draining as well, obviously, if you're overthinking too many things.
Exactly. I mean, like, it can, you know, if you forget something, then it can hit you, and then you are thinking too much about that, you know. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we all have some little ones, but like, when this goes too far, I think it's not good. You know, like, when you keep it like with 1 or 2 simple ones, it's okay, but like when it goes like too far, and it's not good anymore. Yeah.
Can you, obviously you had a successful youth career as well, coming up through the ranks. Can you sort of remember what sort of age that you thought to yourself that I can do this as a career?
I started to think like that quite early, you know, like if I still remember correct, around when I was 7, 8, I was like fully commit. That's it. That's what I want to do. Like, I want to be world champion, you know, and I want to leave from motocross, you know. Of course, you know, like, when you are 7, 8 years old, it's like, it's still a dream, you know. But like I said many times, you know, I had that dream in my mind. I was always following, you know. I have to sacrifice quite a lot, you know. I think everybody have to sacrifice who is now here in GPs, you know, or all the other sports that are, you know, athletes that are on the top, you know. Just we know what we have to go through to be where we are, you know, because we don't live a normal life, you know. And maybe now every year, you know, the level and, you know, like, how hard it is to stay on the top is even more difficult, because everybody want to win, everybody is willing to push harder, you know, to train even harder, you know. So it's kind of like lifestyle, you know. We kind of like live, sleep, eat, rest just for the sport, you know. It's not anymore like 90s or 80s when they were like partying, you know, like, and didn't really train a lot, you know, just riding a little bit bikes. Now this is a proper job, you know. You have to really be with the head there, you know, commitment 100% every day if you want to stay on the top of your game, you know. So yeah.
Do you actually do any work with the mental side of the sport?
I do couple of times, but you know, because I know that it's really important, you know. Like, I know that physical side is important, but I would say that mentally being strong is even more important, because I always say that you won the races in the head. I mean, if you don't see yourself winning it, you will never win, you know. So it's like, it's really important to be strong in the head, you know, to have the belief, you know, to have, I mean, like, it's easy that you have people around you that believe in you, but on the end you have to believe in yourself, because doesn't, I mean, like, okay, people can believe in you, but like, if you don't believe in yourself, you will never be successful. So, you know, it's yeah, it's a lot on the mental side.
Have you always been a confident guy?
I mean, confidence comes and goes, you know, like, it's like that, yes. It's independent of the results, and also how you feel, you know. Also independent a lot of the off season. If you are coming from the good winter training, you know, like, you see on the training already, you know, like, that you have a good speed, that you're consistent during all the moto, you know, you can do a moto in 1 second or half a second, you know, consistently. That gives you the confidence, you know. But again, you know, when you came on the first race, everybody is a bit nervous, because, you know, nobody knows exactly what the other guys were doing. And maybe in my point of view, it's even more because I prefer to stay in Slovenia. So like during the winter now, in the period when was like preparation, I never ride with the other guys, you know. Usually the guys that are living in Lommel or, you know, Belgium, Holland, they can meet each other on the trainings many times, and they can compare each other. But like for me, I always prefer to go back to Slovenia, stay at my place where I feel more comfortable, do my training there, and then came on the race. So it's always a bit more nervous because I don't know where I am. But as soon as, you know, first free practice is, you know, done, and then first race, second race, then we know where we are, where we have to work a little bit more, and that's it. Yeah.
Is there any other sports that you like doing or like watching as well?
Yeah, many of them, you know. I just don't have time to do them, you know. Like when I was younger, I was playing football really good, soccer,
Yeah.
So then I like mountain biking. It's kind of like part of my training also now. So these kind of things, yes. Yeah.
Is it good if you can enjoy something then you're doing fitness at the same time?
Exactly. That's the best thing, you know.
Who have been your biggest influences in your career to date?
I mean, it was like my dad, you know, like he put me on the bike, like I said before, when I was 2.5. He teach me everything about motocross. So yeah, basically my father.
That's nice. Have you ever considered racing in America, or any plans to do that at all?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was like a couple of years ago already, you know. I was thinking to going to US, and I was fully committed. I mean, like, I was already, let's say 90%, I want to go to US. Yeah. But then everything happened so quick that, you know, you have to move yourself there, you know, you have to live there. And like I said already before, I'm that kind of guy that I always prefer to stay at home, you know. I like my country, I like where I'm living. I have kind of like a group of people around me that I feel comfortable with. And then I was thinking, like, if I go to US, you know, nobody gonna be there. I will be there alone with my girlfriend, you know. I have to learn a new lifestyle, you know. It's completely different there. So then I started to think, and then also, you know, I really feel one with my team, you know. I really feel that I found the family, and you know, we are working really, really good together. Have a good relationship with them, you know, all the members in the team. So I say, why I need to change that, you know. I'm happy where I am, and that's why I also decide to extend the contracts over here in Europe and stay here in GPs.
What is actually have you got an end goal, like a certain amount of years to do, or are you just playing it by contract?
I mean, like, I say to myself and to everyone that as long as I will enjoy, you know, racing dirt bike, I will be here, you know. As soon as you don't enjoy anymore, I mean, it doesn't make sense to race anymore, because you will not be successful, because you are not happy, what you are doing, you know. So like I said, as long as I will be happy being on the races, you know, enjoy doing what I love to do, I will be here.
You obviously enjoy the Supercross. Do you keep up with it and watch all the Supercross and all the AMA outdoors as well?
Yes, I follow the series over there in America, both of them. Also, you know, like when I have time, I like to go to the Monster Cup. I've been there like 2 times already.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like difficult with the schedule, you know, and with the COVID, because everything is kind of like moved, you know, towards the end of the year, you know. So hopefully as soon as possible everything can go to normal, you know, and then we finish the normal season around the end of September, beginning of October, and then they can bring the Monster Cup back, you know, because that's such a nice event, you know. It's for me it's kind of like I go there without any pressure, you know. It's kind of like going there on a holidays, you know. We always go there maybe for 2 weeks, you know. Go to Corona first in Los Angeles, you know, on the private track of Honda, do a couple of days of training there to get used to a little bit on the Supercross, you know, because everything is different from bike setup, you know, from the pace, you know, how the tracks looks, everything. And then we go to Las Vegas, you know, so it's nice. Yeah.
Who excites you watching them race then in the Supercross? Who are the guys that impress you? Excite you to watch?
I mean, also there, you know, the competition is really strong. You know, so many good guys. Of course, I'm cheering for the Honda guys. You know, Kenny. He was really close this year for the title with Cooper. They have a nice battle, but they are also like looking really good now in the outdoors. You know, even 250 guys, 450 guys are good. So yeah.
One of the fans asked me if you could pick the best 3 riders that you've ever raced so far in your career to date, who would you say they are?
I would say Tony,
Yep.
Jeffrey, and Tomac. Yeah.
If you could give any advice to any youth riders out there that are obviously thinking about going professional, what would your advice be to those guys?
I always say that, you know, just follow your dreams. I mean, everything is possible. Like I said, you know, you just have to believe. I mean, of course it's not gonna come easy. You have to know that, you know, you have to put hard work in, and maybe it's gonna pay off. But yeah, just work hard, you know, follow your heart and also your dreams, and you know, also you have to sacrifice a lot. I mean, nothing comes easy, like I said. So yeah, just go, train hard, that's it.
You said you like the British GP, obviously. Is there any other venues that you like visiting and tracks in general?
Yeah, like obviously, yeah, here Matterley Basin is one of the nicest tracks, I always say. Yeah. I like also like Argentina. It's a nice track, you know. Also nice place where we are, you know, in Bariloche over there. It's kind of like a bit higher, you know, on the altitude. A nice lake around there. Nice track, nice layout of the track. So yeah, I always enjoy also going there. Yeah.
Have you got any specific races that you stick in your memory? Come to mind?
Of course, first ever Grand Prix win, you know, like that was in 15 when we have a good battle with Jeffrey in the second moto in Arco di Trento, and also nice battle with Tony in 2019 in Arco. Also was both motos. So these are 2 races that I mean, like I still remember, you know, like everything, every corner, every lap, because the racing was really nice, you know, was clean. We passed each other many times. We were like, I don't know, 1 minute ahead of 3rd place, you know, so the pace was really high, but Wheeling, you know, we were like riding so fast, we were like battling with each other. So yeah, these are two races.
What are your sort of favourite terrain surfaces? What do you particularly like the most?
My favorite ones are definitely this kind of ground that are like tacky, you know, grippy. But now, like for the past 2 years, before my worst terrain was like sand. I came from Slovenia where we don't have sand tracks.
Yeah.
We have just hardback. So I was quite bad in the sand, and like 2-3 years ago, I say to myself, I have to do something on the sand, because I always lost a lot of ground over there, a lot of points, and I start to train. I start to take the training on the sand way more seriously. Also, we focus really a lot how to set up the bike, because we all know that the position on the bike, how to set up the bike is completely different from hardback to sand. So yeah, I start to train a lot on the sand, and I get better and better each year. And last year we could see some big improvements, with winning the Lommel GPs. So basically now I like everything. I mean, I like really hardback, kind of like tacky tracks, let's say deep sand. Also the tracks like Valkenswaard, where is Kegoms, where it's kind of like sand on the top and then underneath quite hard base. So I mean, like, I enjoy riding everywhere.
You've certainly turned it from a weakness into a strength now, right?
Yeah, yeah, I try. I mean, like, that's, you have to improve yourself. I mean, everybody is pushing for it. Everybody is improving themselves, and for me, I'm that kind of rider that I always try to search for the weakness points, weak points, and then try to work on it to get them better.
Do you ever ride the two-stroke bikes at all? Still now?
I have one Honda 250-03.
Nice.
We rebuilt the bike completely, so it's a nice bike. So I try to ride this bike as much as I can. Maybe twice a year max, because I always ride just on the end of the year when championship is done. When I just ride a little bit for fun. But I bought on the beginning of this year 500 two-stroke 9086.
Wow.
It's still in the boxes, like separate with the parts.
Wow.
But this winter we will try to rebuild everything, make it nice.
Everyone likes the going retro on the two-strokes, it
Yes.
seems, at the moment.
yes.
Some nice kit around as well. Have you seen some of the older kit? Do you like some of the old Foxer kit, the old retro kit?
Yes, I mean, like, we were riding a couple of them.
Yes.
I like Zebra
Yes.
from Mantova 2019.
Very nice.
We had that replica from Breccia, I think it was Breccia. So, like, yeah, couple of them. Even I think last year in Lommel we ride the Spider edition, like with the pinky and yellow.
Very nice.
That was nice. So
Very
yeah.
nice. That's really cool. Have you got any regrets at all in your career to date? Any decisions you made? Or?
No, I don't have any regrets.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried speedway or any other motorcycle sports you like?
No, honestly, I never try anything. I had a chance to try MotoGP bike of Marquez in 2016, but no, I didn't even try that. Like, it was kind of like I was nervous because I never rode a road bike, so I didn't know how to. I mean, bike is still a bike, but like, of course, it's a bit different, So yeah, but it could be nice, maybe.
Did you watch the speedway?
Yes. We have also Jagar,
Yes.
he's still racing. So yeah, I watch a little bit.
Yeah, he was a great rider. He used to race from my hometown, Swindon, in the UK as
Really?
well. So I've watched him quite a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
That was very cool. I'll ask you one more. What's your thoughts on the future and about electric bikes and that sort of thing, that side of things?
I mean, electric and everything, they are trying to bring electric cars, everything, but like with the bikes, I think bikes without the sound and without the smell of the gas, I think they are not bikes. So I think they will try, they will push, but I don't think it's gonna work out, like, I think they're gonna start with the normal bikes, 4 strokes. So yeah.
I really appreciate your time, Tim. Thank you.
No
very
problem.
much. Thank
No
you very
problem.
much.
Thank
Top
you.
man.
Bye.